During the Queen's birthday long weekend, Transport Heritage New South Wales had hosted the Transport Heritage Expo at Sydney Central Station between Saturday, June 6 to Monday, June 8, 2015. Here at Moultrie Station, we see Transport Heritage New South Wales' 2705 on display as a World War I troop train. 2015 marks the centennial year of the Anzacs landing in Gallipoli on April 25, 1915. Moultrie Station was opened in June 1869, and it was renamed to Regent Street after the street it's located on. Its purpose is the departing point for funeral trains on the Rookwood Cemetery line. In its later years, it was used as a platform for horses and dogs in 1938, and then for parcels in 1950. In 1985, the station was restored by the State Rail Authority, now called Sydney Trains, and was classified by the National Trust of Australia and the Australian Heritage Commission, and made of the permanent conservation by the Heritage Council of New South Wales as a historical piece. The station is only open to the public on days like this. The last time it was opened was back in 2006 for the centenary of Sydney Central Station for rail motor excursions. To add to the display, a group of volunteers give a reenactment of troops ready for World War I. The carriage on display behind 2705, ABX 1007, is one of the rare surviving examples of Pullman carriages that once rode on the New South Wales railways. It was built in the late 19th century. In 1944, it was converted to a nurse's carriage during the Australian War epoch of the Second World War. The carriage obviously has some American influence, and more examples of these carriages are on display at Trainworks in Thirlmere. During the long weekend, 3642 from Transport Heritage New South Wales is seen here pulling out of Sydney Central Station, taking shuttle journeys to Clyde and back. Also providing shuttle journeys to Clyde is the Lachlan Valley Railway's 3237. Here the locomotive is awaiting departure for Clyde. During the long weekend, it's also a display of historic trains and carriages. Here are the Red Rattlers, which ran on Sydney's railway network until the early 1990s. The front one that we've seen earlier was the first one that crossed the Sydney Harbour Bridge in 1932. Meanwhile, FL220 and 3642 are now pulling into Sydney Central Station, ending their shuttle journeys to Clyde for Saturday. 3642 will then compete against 3237 on a great train race between Sydney to Clyde. With 3237 now arriving back from Clyde as well, we will now see 3642 and 3237 racing against each other through the Sydney suburbs. In conclusion, 3642 is the winner of the Great Train Race for 2015. We now move to Monday, June 8, 2015, and we see 3642 and 3237 conducting shuttle journeys as usual between Sydney to Clyde. Here we see 3642 and FL220 passing us through Petersham on their way back to Sydney. Now we see 3237 passing us at Petersham make its way to Clyde. We will now conclude this edition of Rail Around New South Wales with 3237 and 3642 departing Sydney for Clyde.